It was one of those moments where you really felt united and the strength of Europe, and I still get goosebumps if you see this. So yeah, it's I would say the best moment of 2025.
Hello and welcome back to the podcast with the Greens EFA Group in the European Parliament. We're doing a special end-of-year wrap-up and a look ahead for next year, and I'm very happy to be joined by our two co-presidents, Terry Reintke and Bas Eickhout. Thanks for coming. Before we start, apparently I have a job to do, which is to get us in a festive mood. Terry, you're already delivering that, so
I got the memo.
Thank you.
Didn't.
No, I skipped the memo. Yeah.
So that's our festive mood.
Bow. Simon,
I
it's
like
really...
it.
You're so welcome. You also have some little baubles that you can put in the middle and decorate this lovely little Christmas tree.
Terry, you do the decoration.
Yes.
And here's some more. Bas, that's for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you
you're very
didn't have
welcome.
the sweater, so now
I regret for not having a sweater.
And I even have some Christmas cookies, thanks to Hema, that you can eat while also trying to do the interview at the same time.
It's Dutch.
Yeah, I know.
So see, isn't that festive?
So while you're doing that, we're going to continue with the podcast.
You don't see the tree anymore. That's good.
It doesn't exactly fit the tree, but it's okay. It looks great. Your 2025 Wrapped European Parliament edition. Terry, what's your most heard word in 2025 or sentence?
That I said or that was said in the Parliament?
Is whatever, whichever you like.
Or not like.
Yes, I think the most heard word is probably something that I don't like, and that is that we have to cut regulation, because that was a little bit the spirit that I think we were fighting against over the past months. And probably the word that I might have said the most is to fight for a strong and united Europe and to fight for the Green Deal.
Bas, do you have a sentence that you've heard over
Well, I was
and over
also
again?
thinking of the word omnibus. I would also recommend us to not hear that word in 2026 anymore, because we've heard it too much in 25. So that is indeed this deregulation that we've seen on all fronts. So if I can do one wish, is that we don't hear the word omnibus anymore in 2026.
At least not in this meaning. Because
exactly,
omnibuses, when we can have good public transport, then we like them.
That's okay.
That
one accept.
Linked to this, is there a topic you'd have liked to press skip on in 2025? Either or.
A topic we
wanted to just avoid or press skip on.
I would like to press a skip on the EPP working with the far right, because that would make our lives in this parliament so much easier. We could work together with the pro-European forces, try to make compromise, even difficult compromise, but that would be my wish for 2026.
So many wishes. I would skip Trump as well, I think. Everything he did was every time being copy-pasted in the European Parliament. I think we all agree how crazy the guy is, and still the far right is every time, everything Trump is doing, bringing it to the European Parliament as if he is our president. I think we are living in a crazy world, to be very honest. So maybe also put skip on Trump.
Terry, your most unexpected alliance or ally in 2025?
My most unexpected ally? We have really well worked with the churches on a lot of actually legislation, like the omnibus on the omnibus. Oh my God, I'm saying it
you wouldn't
again.
Say that anymore.
It's still not 2026. But with the church groups on actually defending the due diligence legislation and climate legislation, and maybe for some it's not unexpected, but I think for some others they did not expect religious groups to be so outspoken on this, and I think it's really good, and I think it's something that we should also work with in the years to come.
Bas, I didn't read these questions just in case, but how old do you feel now politically? It's what's written down here.
How old do I feel politically? Around 50, I would say. Just give
more
and take. More or less around 50. Yeah.
Any reasons why 50?
Well, because I will turn 50 next year, so but I do feel I got older quite a lot. So maybe if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I would have felt 40. That you can also say I was in denial. But I think that denial is over after this year.
Okay, you've aged 10 years. In
yes, absolutely. Yeah, I caught up.
But I feel the same, and I don't.
You're 50?
Yes, I feel like 50,
No.
and I'm not 50 yet. So.
Okay, we have some highlights.
Who wrote those questions, by the way?
I couldn't possibly say. We have some highlights from 2025, some good moments and maybe some less good moments. And the first one is for Terry, and it is...
The mayor of Budapest here with us today on the tribune. Last week, 300,000 people took to the streets in Budapest for Budapest Pride. Amongst them, 70 MEPs of this house. The message, colleagues, was clear. Not a peaceful pride march is illegal, but banning it. It was a beautiful display of the power of love, of freedom, of democracy and rule of law. And colleagues, there is one man that was essential to making this possible. The mayor of Budapest, Gergely Karacsay. And he's here with us today on the tribune. The European Parliament stands at the side of all people in Hungary who are fighting for democracy and freedom. Thanks for coming, Gergely.
So, Terry, how does it feel to come back on that clip over the summer?
Oh my God, it was a great moment. I think it was a moment of parliamentary spirit and, you know, rising above a little bit the shit that we had been through the months before. And also we really weren't sure whether this Pride was going to take place. You know, when you look at the pictures now, you're like, yeah, it was always meant to be, you know. But when we had these pre-meetings with the scared activists, with the people who, I mean, really put their lives on the line in this, and then having this moment to wrap up a wonderful day where we had hundreds of thousands of people in the streets, and then Gergely being here and still being so, you know...
Modest.
It really felt like, you know, this man is, as I said, a fucking legend, but he's so modest about it, and that was really a great moment for me. And
I think for the progressives, this was the highlight of the year.
It feels like everyone needs a bit of hope, no? That's one of those moments that
it was one of those moments where you really felt united and the strength of Europe, and I still get goosebumps if you see this. So it's I would say the best moment of 2025.
Okay, we have one for Bas now, which maybe isn't the best moment, but it did very well on our channels. So for Bas, we have...
You said we need to be energy independent.
Oh, this one.
But at the same time, you sign a Trump deal that delivers and promises a $750 billion investment in American energy. American energy that is dirtier than we have seen before. This is really a crazy part of the deal with the United States, and it has to change. Because we should invest this money in European renewables, in European industry, because renewables are the worst enemy of fossil autocrats and are crucial for our competitiveness. And here really towards the EPP, that you think you can slow down on climate action shows how disconnected you are from reality. We need a thriving economy that stays within our planetary boundaries, and that's what we need to work on.
Thank you. Now I give the floor.
So you mentioned earlier the shadow of Trump has been a long one this year. We had that big trade deal, $750 billion of fossil fuels imports from the US. How did you feel on that day when this was when you were talking directly to President von der Leyen?
Yeah, I think she also looked quite uncomfortable, to be very honest, because I think this is also not the part of the deal that she likes the most. But of course, she can't say that. So sometimes it is nice to be a parliamentarian because you can say things that others are only thinking. But to be very honest, it is really crazy. And this was with the State of the Union, and during the State of the Union, also Ursula von der Leyen was also saying we want to get rid of Russian gas. We want to fight for independence, which, okay, good. But now we are making ourselves dependent of another crazy guy. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense.
When the solution is so clear.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like if there was no other way, then okay, you have to make a choice between pest and cholera. But we have a solution that we should actually focus on. Sorry.
No. And it's also kind of when people are saying say, yeah, but we need a bit of gas when we go out of Russian gas. Yeah, but these numbers that they signed on this trade deal are in no relation to what we're going to do. I mean, our gas dependency will go down. And this is just a massive increase. If you take it seriously, quite often you hear also people say, yeah, but it's private companies that will do the investment, so we will see. And it's kind of, yeah, but then what are we signing here exactly? It's not giving a lot of credibility to this US-EU trade deal, to be very honest.
And your little pointed remark to Manfred Weber, head of the centre-right Conservatives, about slowing down the Green Deal. We're witnessing more of that now during this session with the automotive packages and other.
Yeah, he didn't listen. He never listens. That's really sad.
That's just his modus operandi now.
Not listening
and deregulating.
Also not understanding. I mean, you can say, okay, we are the Greens, we are fighting for meeting the climate targets, that's what we really care about. But in fact, we are actually now the people who are defending a future-ready industry in Europe. Because we know that if we invest in business models from the past century, the European industry is going to go down. And we want to have good industrial jobs in Europe. And this is what, again and again, when Bas and I are talking, we are not even making the point of climate as the center point anymore, but we are trying to tell them, you are endangering our industry. You are handing the keys to building the cars of the future to the Chinese and the Americans, instead of actually strengthening European car makers when we speak about the automotive package, but also in other fields.
Yeah.
So we are really confronted with an EPP that is completely lost, that has lost orientation, that has lost their own compass, and they are now endangering not only the climate targets, but also jobs and the economy in Europe.
And Trump loves this, right? So what the EPP is doing is following Trump's agenda.
Yeah.
I think that must make you think, right? If Trump, who is very clear, he wants to have a strong American economy at the cost of any other economy, and he hates Europe. If you're going to follow Trump's agenda, I hope one day they will realize maybe we're doing something wrong here. But until now, 2025, that didn't happen, so maybe that's a good thing for Manfred Weber to think of under the Christmas tree. Maybe we should send him this one.
Yes.
Okay, we have 2 more to go, and the next one is for Terry, another item that went very viral on our TikTok in particular.
This goes to the far right. For you, this topic of violence against women only matters when you can use it for your racist agenda. Then you scream and you shout. But when we are actually voting in this House to better protect women from violence, you always vote against. Every single time. Stop being this hypocritical. Stop being this pathetic. We can see right through you.
Maybe, Terry, to explain it, what's happening there in that vote or that speech? What's the context for our listeners?
Well, the context is we have now, I think since I'm in this house, we have this round of speakers when we have the International Day Against Violence Against Women, which is on the 25th of November. And I would say back in the days, it was a moment of this parliament coming together. So people were saying it's important that we fight together against violence against women. We need to do ABC. Then, sometimes the solutions are not all the same, but okay. Now, and we have not only one, we have not only two, we have 3 far-right groups in this house right now. This is really becoming a shit show, because then people are basically just using this moment of saying that it's all these illegal immigrants that are coming here, So basically, spreading their racist narratives. And to me, that's so disgusting, especially when you look at when we have votes in this house, when we have voted on the Istanbul Convention, when we have voted on the Directive Against Violence Against Women. You can name all of them. They always vote against actually better protecting violence, having places in women's shelters, having support systems, having a judiciary and a police system that supports women when they're in this moment. And this hypocrisy is so disgusting because, of course, it's a racist agenda that is behind it, but also because it's really on the backs of all those women that are suffering from violence. So I was really angry, and I think you
wouldn't tell. You wouldn't tell. No.
Well, sometimes it's important, I think, to show passion.
Well, calling out the hypocrisy of the far right, I think it's always good to do that.
Okay, we couldn't go out with 2025 without showing something on the terrible situation we've had in Gaza for the last year and longer. And this is a moment that also went very viral with Bas earlier this year.
Children are bombed and starved in Gaza, and we do nothing. Will we only start acting on Gaza when there is no Gaza left? When all the buildings are razed to the ground and all peoples have fled or are being killed? We need action, we need sanctions. And we do welcome the proposals that you made. But we need more. We need to suspend the association agreement immediately. We need an arms embargo. We need to stop imports from illegal settlements. Our credibility is at stake.
It's been a shocking situation for so long, Bas, now, and we've had so little in terms of an adequate response. How are you feeling now at the end of the year from everything Gaza related?
Well, I think it's one of the more painful moments of Europe. I still feel that. I mean, this was with the speech when Ursula von der Leyen was finally announcing some measures, and that was in September. So the atrocities were ongoing for a very long time already, and it took so long for Europe to act on it. And this was only a proposal by the Commission, right? I mean, formally, the member states have still not agreed to that. So it just shows you how divided Europe is on this topic, and that is really, and that's what I said at the end. In it, our credibility is at stake. We are always teaching the world about human rights and how important that is, and international law, and then, well, sorry, here Europe is not getting its act together, and I do think that the pressure of us has really made movements within the Commission. But it's a bit sad to see how long it takes, and still also now we go into a winter, and there's a lot of flooding ongoing right now as we speak. So the situation is just continuing, and we're still not doing enough.
Yeah.
But maybe to add, because we just had colleagues come back, they were in a delegation visit in the West Bank mostly because they couldn't enter Gaza. But for sure, I mean, Bas has said it, we put pressure on the Commission, on von der Leyen, to do something about the situation. And we are not going to shut our eyes. We are going to continue to follow what is happening there, because there might be a ceasefire agreement, but there are still ongoing military action, and still the situation of the humanitarian the humanitarian situation is still devastating, and we are going to continue to make it a topic, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's hope for a better 2026 on this. Okay, we have some questions from our supporters now that we asked on our social media. The first one is from Wojciech, and I give it to Terry. If you had a time machine to send to your younger self, or the Greens in general, what would you send? A message to your, I mean, what's the keyword?
What's the time?
If you had a time machine to send a message to your younger self, what would you send?
That's a nice one.
I think to myself or to the Greens?
Say to yourself.
Well, I think I could also send it to both, even though I think the Green movement would have needed it less. And that is, it sounds a little bit cheesy, but I really think that this is something that I especially want girls and younger women to know, that, in this horrible patriarchal society, there are so many things that get you down, but you probably have the right intuition and you know what's best for you and believe in yourself. This is really something that, for me now that I'm already an older lady at 38, I think I can find much more in myself than I maybe could when I was in puberty or when I was a teenager. So I would tell myself, trust in your instincts and you will find your way.
Bas, your younger self, now that you're 50 almost, your younger self, what would the message be?
Probably enjoy your successes more. I think we as Greens are not good in that.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you now look where we are and you see the fight that we are putting up now, which is quite often damage control and trying to preserve what we have achieved, then you sometimes realize we really achieved a lot and we never really celebrated it. And now we're fighting it to hold and to keep it. And then you are sometimes a bit like, we should have celebrated more our successes because it's quite a lot. Why now people get so excited about it? It shows that we did a lot of successes. So otherwise they would not get so nervous about it. And I think we're not celebrating that enough ourselves. So I think I would, including myself, so I think I would send myself a note there. Not that I would listen to it, but still, you can try.
Okay, and then from Adam we have what songs/artists got into your Spotify Wrapped or anything you've enjoyed that made it into any other apps? I'm very nervous about asking Bas this question.
No, it's okay, there's no problem. Good question.
Please go ahead, continue.
I think I will then just say the best concert I've seen, which also ended up in my rep, was Fountains DC. It's Irish, so you should be happy. You should be happy. And they were playing in Barcelona, and that was really in Primavera Sound. It was really one of the best concerts of 2025, and also full political, of course.
Yeah.
And that was really an amazing concert that ended up in my rep Spotify. So.
Very nice.
DC, see, now you must be happy,
representing
Simon.
good Dublin crowd.
It's all Irish. There's a lot of Irish artists coming out lately.
Yeah, very good ones.
So.
A lot of very political ones as well. Terry, who's your music?
I have a new one and an old one. So there is one artist that has really followed me my whole life, also in very, very difficult moments, and that is Florence and the Machine. They are, I would now say, my favorite.
Do you have the latest album?
Yes.
It's good.
And I'm listening it every day, all the time. And then, so this is not a new Wrapped artist, but there is a new one. And I started listening to him because I thought I have to listen to what Gen Z is listening to be cool and young again. No, not really, but to be in touch, you know?
I gave up on that.
The time machine again.
No. I'm still in the middle, so I tried. And it's a German artist, and I like him very much. His name is Zartmann, and I really like listening to his music. But also recently he won an award, and he basically made the whole speech of acceptance about fighting against fascists. So he's very political as well. And he was also in my rep this year.
How's he called?
Zartmann. Or as we say, Zati.
Zati. Okay.
Very nice. So our next section is, you've heard of Santa's naughty or nice list. I'm going to show you some pictures, and you have to give your naughty or nice verdict on what list Santa should put this person on. This is...
der Manfred.
Manfred Weber.
You have to make that call.
Well, you have to give some reason as well as to why you've made that decision.
Yeah, well, as I think we already discussed him, so let's still hope that Manfred will get the Christmas spirit under his Christmas tree. But for now, 2025, no.
Naughty list.
No.
Clear.
Naughty list.
Are we voting, or are we just agreeing?
I think it's unanimous.
The omnibus was a...
Yeah.
I take a guess. You were there.
Yeah. Looks like Budapest.
Yes. All these people are nice, and they will get a lot of presents.
It's a long, good list for Santa this year.
Santa has a lot to do.
Bas, your fellow countryman. This is the climate commissioner for those listening.
Yeah, for those who don't. No, he's on the good side.
Yeah.
And really, this year he has been fighting to get the 2040 package. He needed the parliament as well for that. So, and also in Belém, which was not a big success, but he tried, and in that sense. Probably he's not happy if we are too positive about him, because I think within the EPP he's already regarded as being too green, which quite quickly happens. So maybe we should be very nasty on him so that he has a bit more slack in his own group. But sorry, Wopke, I'm positive.
Okay, very good. These two people have done some great things in terms of legislative proposals this year.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I want to go first. Lena Schilling, she was our main fighter, alongside a lot of other people as well, but she was really the one who was bringing everyone together on the 2040, and that was fantastic. And I think without her and with all the efforts we had put into this, it wouldn't be there, and that in itself is already a big success. But I also want to give a very big shout out for Wille, because I think his success has not been celebrated.
No,
so as you were saying, celebrating successes, it's not yet there, because we are officially only voting this week.
What is his success?
His success is, I mean, no. We are phasing out of Russian gas. Woohoo! No, I mean, we make fun of it now, but if you look at where we were when the full invasion of Ukraine started and where we are now, it is amazing what happened in this short period of time. And after years and years, and I think Wille has years of those, maybe decades, of trying to convince not only conservatives but also social democrats that there is no future in fossil fuels from oligarchs and autocrats. Now to have this success, I think, to me, Wille is a hero, and he deserves it so much.
Two green successes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The next group of very young and talented people, this is the My Voice, My Choice crowd.
Yeah. And that's also still, let's see how it will go this week. This is one of those topics we still have on the agenda. And they've been fighting so much for this citizens' initiative. And usually this should be something where the parliament should be united on and have a very clear stance. But even this is now politicized, where, of course, the far right is attacking it as being too woke, which is kind of sorry. This is just giving women their own rights, right? But again, here the EPP is acting totally unpredictable and dodgy, and we don't know how the votes will go. So let's hope that they will have a success this week. But it's one of those exciting votes we will see this year.
Yeah.
So do I have a camera? Can I speak into the camera?
You have many.
Can I get one camera that I'm looking at?
Probably that one.
That one? So I look into this camera? This one, okay. So if you share one post today, tomorrow, or still on Wednesday in the morning, let it be about my voice, my choice. These people have done a tremendous job. This is about fundamental rights, and make their voices even louder, because we really need all the support that we can get, because we can still very likely win the vote on Wednesday, but we need everybody to mobilize for it.
Absolutely.
Okay, they're definitely on your good list for 2025.
That's a tricky one.
I thought it would be, but we couldn't help ourselves.
No, you have to. No, yeah, well, I think it's neither or. So we keep her in the middle. I mean, let's be honest. She has come up with all these omnibuses, which she still is saying it's simplification, whereas we see it is, sorry to say, it is deregulation. And she is causing that. So the rollback on the Green Deal is still partly on her. So that would put her on the negative side. But also we also do know that there have been a lot of internal fights. And here we're going to say that it could have been much more worse as well, because some people really want to get rid of a lot of the legislation. And there she was at least containing it. So basically you can say she created a beast that wants to deregulate a lot, and now she tries to tame
it.
Her own beast, which... The jury is still out. Let's see what 2026 will bring. So if we now put her away, that would be too fast. But we will follow critically next year.
But I think there is one present that we want her to have for Christmas, and that is to have a solution for using the frozen assets from Putin to support Ukraine. And that is really something that she has been working on. And I think that's a present that we want her to have.
Absolutely.
So for that, she's on the nice list.
Okay.
Also this week still to be decided.
Yes.
Last week,
it's really this week
it's a
is
lot
insane.
of topics still to be decided.
Okay, so we give her a bag of coal on one side and maybe a few billion of Russian assets on the other side of this present.
And then she should do useful things with that.
Very good. Okay, we're going to wrap up with just the last one or two questions. 2026, looking ahead, what do you think, if you're looking at your crystal ball, what are the topics that deserve more attention in 2026 in your view?
I would say we will have now the housing package, which we have to really, really push for. It's the number one social issue right now, and we have to address it from the European level. I would say we still have a lot of industrial proposals coming up. We will fight for the Green Deal in every single way or form. And then lastly, for me, of course, that we move forward with fundamental rights, that we have an election in Hungary that will bring change, that we have a number of other elections that will bring positive change. So these are my, not exhaustive, but the beginning of my wish list for 2026.
Bas?
Can I just add one? And that's, it sounds a bit boring, circle economy, because it's kind of, it's quite often you hear people who can be against circle economy. It's nice and cute, right? But it's quite fundamental.
Yes.
If you now look at the fight for resources and where Europe really is having a problem, and we are in between China, Russia, the United States, and the circular economy is the only way to really have chances to keep resources within Europe and reuse it. And it's fundamental not only for the environment, but certainly also for our own security. So it is about time that the circular economy is not a hobby, a pet project anymore, but a fundamental security topic. And there are chances that we will get that next year. And then I think a long green wish also will be fulfilled.
Okay, very good. Ending on a hopeful note, which we always like to do, what do you look most forward to in 2026? If you were to make one wish.
Well, the Perfect Circle is touring next year, so that's good too. But that's maybe not what you meant. But still, I'm looking forward to that part. But looking forward to, well, I think Terry already said it. Hungarian elections, I think, is everyone is going to watch. And we see how Orban is getting nervous and doing crazy things. That will get crazier and crazier until those elections. But they will be fundamental for also the future of Hungary and Europe. So I think that's something to watch out for.
We also have a number of regional elections and local elections in Germany. I want us to win Munich. And of course, then there is Sweden, where the Swedish Greens are really coming back, and we will keep all our fingers crossed. Because we need to have the green wave coming back, and that is what I really hope for 2026.
Yeah. Okay, fingers crossed. Thank you for doing the Christmas tree.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
It really looks. It's really good that it's an audio podcast and not primarily a video streaming thing that we're doing. But
I find it quite negative. You would bring the festive mood. This is not a festive mood, Simon.
I think you added to the Christmas spirit definitely with this tree. Is what I meant to say.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bas and Terry, for joining. A big thank you to all our listeners for this podcast experiment over the last few months. A big thank you, and have a great Christmas from all of us in the Green IFA group. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah. Also that.
This podcast has been a production of the Green IFA group in the European Parliament with the help of our editorial team, Alexiane, Rita, Lena and Jeroen. Technical support was done by Andrea and Agnes. Editing is by Cloak. Take care and thanks for listening.